The views and opinions expressed by the host do not reflect that of the store and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions expressed by the guest do not reflect that of the host, the show, the store, and the network. Tonight with Boy Abunda.
This is Tonight with Boy Abunda. Let us welcome Gia Baklibakan, Sandra J. Rossi, Kim Baho, and Dina Makua of Team Sugar and Spike. Other members will not be here today due to their busy schedules. Nonetheless, thank you for coming.
Thank you as well, Tito Boy. It's a pleasure to be invited to your show.
So, how does it feel to be a two-time winner in the annual National Volleyball Cup and the chosen team to represent next year's Tokyo Summer Olympics?
Still not Tito Boy, but we're very happy with the results, knowing that our hard work was worth the victories we had. We didn't really expect our team to come this far. That's why we're grateful and glad that we can now fulfill the dreams that we share as a team.
That's good to hear. I love that you have your own goals and your goals as a group. So how are you preparing for the Olympics?
Way before, our training has always been continuous. But compared to now, our coach keeps making us do drills that are a lot more intense, and we do it more often too. We try to dedicate most of our time to practice.
Right! We actually have video footage of your practices. Let's take a look.
Punta pa lang tayo sa exciting part. Your daughter sleeping with my husband. 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 Nabuntis ni David ang anak ninyo at pumunta siya ng Amerika para ipa-abort ang bata.
Palakpakan naman natin sila. You've done these things, and I know our audience has become more curious about volleyball. Could you give us some background about it?
Sure, I can give you more background about it. So, for starters, William G. Morgan, a physical education director in Holyoke, Massachusetts, wanted to create a less strenuous and violent sport than basketball that requires more athleticism than physical contact and can be played indoors and outdoors. So Morgan combined elements from tennis, handball, and other sports to invent a new sport called mintonette, which is today known as volleyball due to its volleying features. On the other hand, Filipino players invented the bomba or spike technique that involves hitting a high ball and returning it forcefully to the opponent's court. The international governing body of volleyball is Federación Internacional de Voleibol.
The volleyball is made of leather or any synthetic material that weighs 260 to 280 grams. The size of the court, in contrast, is 9 meters by 18 meters. The net is raised higher at 2.43 meters for the men's competition and 2.24 meters for the women's. The size of the net, however, is 1 meter long and 10 meters wide, tied vertically at the center. Then we use terminologies like
Ace, a serve that is not returned and results in a point. Floater is hitting a ball in a way that floats to minimize the ball's rotation and increase the unpredictability in its movement. Topspin. This is when the ball is hit, causing it to spin forward. Clip is a wrist action that involves rolling and snapping the ball with a striking hand during contact. Free ball is also called a chance ball, which is an easy-to-receive ball that is returned to the opponent's court. Drop is when a player pretends to spike a ball but opts to just tip it to an open spot in the opponent's court. Joust. This is when the ball is at the net's tip and two players are attempting to push it towards the opponent's court.
How about the rules and violations?
Players are not allowed to hit the ball twice or more than thrice in a row. A block is not considered a hit. If a ball hits a boundary line, it is in. Otherwise, a point is scored to the opponent. And actually, any part of your body can make contact with the ball. Also, catching, holding, or throwing the ball is prohibited. Next, a point is given to the opponent if these rule violations are committed. When any part of the body touches the net while the ball is still in play. Crossing the court center line with any part of your body is prohibited. Errors in ball handling and illegal contact with the ball such as double touching, catching, and etc. When serving, stepping on or across the service line while making contact with the ball is a violation.
the game starts by
Tossing a coin to decide which team will serve the ball. The ball should get across the opposing team's court by a maximum of 3 contacts. The first of these touches is the dig pass, in which a player should transfer the ball to the setter. The setter uses one's fingertips and wrist to lift the ball to the attacker's location. This third player will spike the ball to the opposite side of the court. They should also rotate clockwise so that all players will be able to serve.
Next, each player is assigned to different positions. In my case, I'm the middle blocker of the team. My role is to act as the initial line of defense against the opponent's attackers.
As for me, I am the setter or the playmaker contributing to the main offense of the team.
I, on the other hand, am the libero or the defense specialist. I'm constantly in the court's back row. You can always tell whether a player is a libero since their uniform has a different color.
As for me, I'm the outside hitter or the lead attacker of the team. I usually attack from the left side. Then there are other roles like the right side hitter, for example, is what we call the opposite hitter.
Now, for the exciting part, volleyball has 6 basic skills that we witness in the game. First is serving. It is the action that puts the ball in play.
The player holds the ball in one hand, swings the other in an arc motion below the waist, and strikes the ball from the bottom with a fist. The player tosses the ball with one hand and strikes it in the air above their head with the other hand. The player leaves the ground and makes contact with the ball at a higher point in order to increase power and effectiveness.
Then, we have passing.
It is the act of receiving the opponent's serve and passing the ball to the setter.
Next is the setting.
It is the act of putting the ball next to the net so that the fellow player may execute an attack.
The fourth skill is spiking.
It is performed by jumping and hitting the ball downwards with the palm of a hand with as much force as possible while in the air.
The fifth skill is the blocking. It is the first defensive playing action wherein its goal is to stop the opponent's attack and send the ball back to the opponent's court. The sixth skill is digging. It is to sink your hips low to the floor and use your extended arms in your platform to deflect the ball up in the air.
Again, thank you, Gia, Sandra, Dina, and Kim. Hopefully, our viewers were able to learn the concept of volleyball. Please say your final message to your fans.
Thank you so much for continuously supporting and rooting for our team.
Okay, we'll be back in a while to have a chat with our next guests. Stay tuned, everyone.
Tonight with Boy Abunda.
And we're back here on Tonight with Boy Abunda. Welcome, everyone. I'm with another set of ladies to be with us tonight. How about you introduce yourselves first to our dearest audience?
Mabuhay! I'm Emily N. Paris, the team captain of the UST Lady Boosters, the official women's football team of UST. And I'm here today with my fellow Tigresses.
Hi, I am Mariana Granada, the goalkeeper of the UST Lady Boosters for season 82.
This is Abigo, one of the midfield players of our team.
At sino nga naman ang hindi nakakakilala sa mga sexy at lovely ladies na ito? Talagang mapapag-go sexy, go sexy, go sexy, sexy loves ka talaga kapag sila ang sumipa ng bola. Before anything else, let's hop into our main segment where these lovely ladies will give us a background about the sport that they are really passionate about. How did you guys start playing your sports and how did you find love in this game?
I was motivated to learn the game because of my parents, as they taught me witty tactics and they have been very supportive ever since then.
I have enjoyed playing football ever since I was a kid, and by then, I am already engaged with different kinds of trainings.
I watched the FIFA World Cup that is organized by the Federation International de Football Association. That is also the time I started idolizing the Philippines football team named Ascals.
Can you tell us, paano nga ba nagsimula ang sport na ito? What equipment do you use and where does the sport take place?
Football is a sport that is played between two teams. This sport also happens to be one of the most ancient games still in existence, and until this day, the game is still played around the world. Back 3,000 years ago in ancient Mesoamerican societies, a rock in a round shape was used in the first known examples of a team game involving 2 or more people.
The most accepted version of the sport is the game created in England in the 12th century. This was played in meadows and along highways with fist blows. Since the 15th century, football clubs have existed, but these are unstructured because of no formal recognition. When the first edition of the Football Association Challenge Cup was held in 1871, it became one of the most important events in the sport.
The football pitch is a rectangular field with an artificial or natural grass, and this is where the sport takes place. The touchline should be 90 to 120 meters long, with a goal line of 45 to 90 meters wide. Every corner has football flag posts, and each side has soccer goal net.
The soccer ball should be spherical and made out of leather or synthetic leather cover, with a circumference of 27 to 28 inches. They also require the players to wear proper football attire to avoid injuries inside the field.
There are certain things we need to consider in playing for the betterment of everyone. In football, what do they often follow to ensure the fairness of the game?
Football is a game split into 2 halves with 45 minutes each. In order for a team to be recognized in the game, they are required to have a maximum of 11 players with a minimum of 7 players to constitute a match.
Each game must have one official referee and 2 assistants that serves as a linesman. The referee keeps time and makes judgments on the calls on the game. The referee also decides on the consequences of a foul. A player may be given yellow or red card, which means this warns or dismisses a player.
In order to score in football, a goal requires the entire ball to reach the goal line. In a crucial game when the teams are tied after 90 minutes, 30 minutes will be given, and that will be divided in two 15-minute halves. If the teams still have equal scores, a shootout is required.
Just like what you have said a while ago, that one of you is a goalkeeper, midfield player, or whatever you may call them. What are the other positions that football has?
The following are the different positions in a football game. First, goalkeepers are known as goalies or keepers. Second, defense players. Third, stoppers. Fourth, sweepers. Fifth, midfield players. Lastly, forwards are known as strikers.
There are also 4 specific skills in football that every player should know how to execute well, which are the following. First is dribbling, second is passing, third is receiving, and fourth is shooting.
Here on our last segment, our guests will play a game to determine whether they are knowledgeable on the different terminologies in football.
Kick-off is pushing the ball from the center of the field, while throw-in is crossing of the ball that is completely over the touchline. Lastly, out of bounds is when the ball crosses over the line.
A corner kick or goal kick is taken when the ball leaves the field across the goal line or outside of the line. If the offensive team kicks it out, play is restricted with a goal kick. If the defensive team kicks it out, play is restricted with a corner kick.
Drop ball occurs after a temporary suspension of play, while handball happens when a player aside from the goalkeeper touches the ball with hands or shoulders.
Foul is the action expressed by a player that is against the rules. Penalty kick is the result from a contact foul or handball by the defending team within the penalty area. Free kick occurs when a foul or handball is committed. The opposing team gets a free kick.
Slide tackle is when a defender slides and kicks the ball away from their opponent. On the other hand, offside is when the head, body, or feet is in the opponent's half, and if the head, body, or feet is nearer to the opponent's goal line than the ball and the second last opponent.
Outside of shoe for outside kick, lace area for instep kick, toe area for toe kick, heel area for back heel kick, and inside foot area for push kick.
I'm really thankful for being with you guys here on Tonight with Boy Abunda. This is Tito Boy together with Emily and Paris, Ariana Granada, Abigo. Till next time. And before our show ends, let us join our beloved Tomashan Lady Booters with their enhancement drills on football for today.
2 taon na akong niloloko ng asawa ko. At ng kabit niya. Papunta pa lang tayo sa exciting part. Your daughter sleeping with my husband. 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 Nabuntis ni David ang anak ninyo at pumunta siya ng Amerika para ipa-abort ang bata.